Don't worry, Daddy Carl is here to protect you now. He will reunite Italy for you, and I have no ulterior motives for doing it whatsoever. Hello everybody, my name is YujimboXD, and welcome back to the channel. And today, we're back with more Hearts of Iron, as you may have guessed. As promised last week, we have another alternate history mod. This is Victory of the Dual Monarchy, or what if Austria-Hungary won World War I. And if I sound a bit weird, I do apologize in advance. I am getting over a nasty flu. But you know what I'm not sick of? Alternate history mods. And last week, I hinted at this mod when I said we'd play the Austro-Hungarians as Emperor of the Hapsburg dynasty, but he's not here right at the start. Instead, we have son, Otto von Hapsburg. So he'll be in charge for a bit, but I think we might have a few surprises in store, so I may not have lied to you just yet. And actually, fun fact, his son, another Karl Hapsburg, is still alive today and was actually a game show host in the 90s in Austria. And I desperately look for clips of that. I would love to see one of the most formally powerful families in Europe hosting a game show. Today, I wanted to look at this mod. It was another fairly popular one off the Steam Workshop, maybe not as well known as some of the other ones, but still looked really good nonetheless. And I must confess, normally I don't look at these ahead of time, but this one I did because I wasn't sure if it was going to work. Only because when I loaded it up and looked at this, that implies there's game-breaking bugs in this. I gave it a quick look just to see what it would be like, and this looks very promising. So we have our boy Otto von Hapsburg. This is the state of Europe at the moment. Basically, the Central Powers won, except for the Ottoman Empire, who got clobbered, and France is a commune, and Russia is a kind of democracy with some socialists on their border. So we'll see what happens there. And Germany is led by the Kaiser. So we don't have Iron Man mode on, and historical AI is not supported. So let's get into it. Right, once again, we have another blurb from the devs. So if you want some lore, there it is. But I'll explain as we go along. I read into the lore here a little bit. So here we are in the United States of Austria-Hungary. I guess we never really did get Serbia all the way, but that's all right. I think we're still in a relatively good position. We have broken up Italy on our border, and we have a nice buffer Ukraine between us and Russia. Let's take a look at the focus tree. This is looking pretty robust. I imagine this is the most fleshed out tree, given that this mod is basically all about Austria-Hungary. But for right now, we can only do economy or military focus. We can't do any of our political stuff just yet. Can't do any of that till we have elections. So I think we'll just go economy focus for the political power. So nothing too fancy this time with your tech tree. Seems like this is more of a vanilla alternate history mod, if that makes any sense. And while we may not have Serbia, we apparently control the Suez Canal and have a nice vacation spot on Malta. And I'm setting up my generals now, and there's an entire lore dump on Eugene here. I don't think I've ever seen this before. It's a very interesting feature. More mods need to use this. Mod developers, if you're watching, do this more often. It's fun history. Yeah, more lore. Long story short, it's how we won the war. Basically, we smashed our way through Italy somehow and came up onto the underside of France and beat them, and Russia kind of fell apart on its own. We didn't have to fully invade them. Yeah, with some of these mods, there's some hand wavium when it comes to how things would have actually gone down. And we're getting reparations from the Russians, although it barely feels like anything. 1%, that's one civilian factory, basically. Wow, big spenders. And in our events and decision trees, we have a set of decisions to control the ethnic minorities in our territory, since they are going to be shits about this whole empire business. And they're going to complain the entire time of, oh, how they want their own identities and how they don't want to be thrown directly into the meat grinder. So we have some buttons to calm them down. All right, so here we are. We have our elections, and we're going to stick with the monarch because these other two options will not do that. We're going to spy on the socialists. Definitely not a man you want to leave with your kids. He just has a look on his face like, All right, that unlocked our political focus tree, and I think we're going to start going straight down that way to get the power of the Hapsburgs. I think we need to secure the monarch's throne. And the stock market crashed and is now currently crippling our economy. Wow, that's really nasty. Yeah, nothing like negative political power and negative stability. We had Black Friday last time, and now we have Black Monday this time, which, because it's a Monday, is inherently less fun. Well, this seems like the smallest of the gut punches, so we'll guarantee the private holdings. Oh, and now Russia stopped giving us us money. Great. And there goes all our factories. And now we're going to do autocratic constitution, which will raise tension with the Hungarians, and then follow that up with ally with the nobility, which will lower tension with the Hungarians. Just playing with their emotions. And do I want a permanent minus 25 political power, or do I just want to throw some meat into the grinder? Yeah, I can always get more manpower back. I can't get that political power back. Oh, now Russia's back to paying us again. That was strange. Guess they defaulted for a few days. You know who I wish would cooperate? Literally everyone else in my empire. And we have more strikes, and we can continue to punch ourselves in the face, or we can get a little bit of political power. So I'm going to do that option. Make number go up. See? A little bit of compromise, and now we get a buff and remove a debuff. And all our relations look pretty good right now, so I think we can go ahead and make half of them angry by weakening the clergy. Who needs the church when you got the Hapsburgs? More riots, more unrest. Basically, the way this mechanic works is if anybody gets too high on tension, I believe they just straight up break away from us. So we have to keep it under control if we don't want to fall apart. And looks like Russia's trying to put down the socialists on their borders. Wish I could do the same. And while the large factory output is tempting, I don't want to keep tanking my stability. So we're going to go with work for the workless. And Russia is absolutely trouncing the socialists. And now it's time to dissolve parliament. Will it make a bunch of people angry? Probably, but we're going to do it anyways. Come on, just let them be in charge of the whole country. You don't need a democracy. They're overrated. And now that we've weakened the other powers that be, we can decrease ethnic tension all around. That's right. No need to be angry at each other for your minor differences. We all know who's in charge here. And it looks like the Balkan League has formed, which is Serbia, Romania, and Greece, right on our border. I'll probably have to deal with them sooner or later, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. And Bulgaria wants our support. You know what? Yeah, let's support Bulgaria. Let's see what this does. And to finally deal with these ethnic minorities, we need to start centralizing the power of the Habsburgs. And Bulgaria is now getting beaten up by the Balkan League. Well, I'd like to do something about that and help you, but I don't think I can. And now I think we're actually waiting for Hungary to break away from us before we can continue. So for now, we're just going to keep pumping up the economy. And then Bulgaria embargoed us anyways. Why did I agree to help you? Actually, I didn't. I just paid lip service. Why did I pay you lip? I think that was even a bit too generous for you. And Hungarians have raided the arms depot. I think we know what's going to happen next. Just gonna preemptively put my troops around like this for no particular reason. Oh, there we go. Before I even got them all over there, it happened. Hungary broke away. There we go. Finished our economy focus. Now we can deal with the Hungarians. And Bulgaria got butchered. Not too bad. They got to stay alive, and they weren't forced into a faction. I think they got off pretty light, all things considered. All right, time to get Hungary. Strangely, I think you actually have to fight Hungary in the base game to reform the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So I don't know what it is about beating up Hungary to make this empire thing work, but I think it's time to take the Hungary out of Austria-Hungary. And they don't seem to have troops in certain parts of the line, so I'm just going to set everyone to aggressive and just have my troops walk straight in. Here we go, easily making encirclements everywhere. And there we go. Easy to win a war when you can just walk around them. There we are. Now we're the Austrian Empire. You can't take the Austria out of Austria-Hungary, but you can definitely take the Hungary out of it. Now I think it's time to turn our attention to other things. And we can end this ethnic tension thing. Nothing brings minorities together like a bloody war, and we finally can stop spending our political power to make peace in the land and actually get something useful. Now we can finally start getting army XP. Boom, the riots are done. Man, that is a big relief. That's just like getting through the paranoia phases as Soviet Russia. You have to rush through that mechanic before it really cripples you. Now that the minority problem is dealt with, I think it's time to bring back someone very important, crucial to our success, you might even say. Yes, he's back. In order to continue our new glorious reign and continue the glory of Karl, we need to first continue to fix our economy. Our focus tree is locked behind that. Oh, and we can go up to early mobilization. Let's do that too. And now that we have enough manpower, we can fix our divisions. And now we can end our crippling economic depression as well, finally starting to turn things around. And Socialist Italy declared war on Fascist Italy, although I do like their flag and their name is Realm of the Italian People. I like their name, but I think they're gonna get stomped to death. All right, we have ended our economic depression, and now we can start looking outward. We have unlocked this focus tree, which will give us some decisions to bully our neighbors. And Italy seems to be busy fighting itself, so I think we're going to try and take advantage of the situation, and we're going to assist our puppet in taking over Italy. So I believe if we do this focus, this will give us the decision to invade Italy. And now we have a new set of decisions, and right away we can invite Bulgaria and Albania to our faction, which I believe we are going to do. And there we go. go. Both have accepted, giving us a nice little bulwark against the Balkan League. We finished the focus to reunite Italy, but I don't see the decisions here. I think this might be bugged, so I'm going to just choose to fix this like I did with the British Civil War video. And occasionally the mod developers do appear in the comment section, so if I'm doing this wrong or I messed up, just let me know below, but I do think it's bugged. I want to play out this scenario the way I think it was intended to be played, so it's time to reunite Italy. And just to keep things fair, I will give it to my puppet when I'm done. I won't keep any of this myself. But I think it's first to start with the socialists, a man who looks like he's a carny about to rob you. All right, we have our Air Force out, we have several armored divisions ready to go, and a whole lot of infantry. Oh, also I captured their cipher. We'll use that too. We massively outnumber them, so let's see how this goes. And of course, we'll have to call our puppet in as well, as we are attacking through their land. And we'll keep them pinned as we have our tanks go around. There we go. Took them down in like less than a week. Right, as promised, we will try and get as much land for our puppet as we can. We didn't get as much as we wanted, but that's because they were already fighting a war for a while against the realm of the Italians. But I think it's time that we do the same to them. You didn't think we'd stop there, did you? You may have a non-aggression pact with my puppet, but you don't have one with me. I think it's time to continue our campaign here in Italy. And we're blitzing so fast through him, I think his monocle's about to pop off. Yeah, I think I just massively outnumber all these tiny Italian nations. There you go, my sweet puppet. More land for you. Don't worry, Daddy Carl is here to protect you now. He will reunite Italy for you. And I have no ulterior motives for doing it whatsoever. Alright, and now there's one last thing to deal with in Italy. We have the Papal States in Piedmont, leading the alliance to restore the monarchy. And we have Victor Emmanuel here. Well, I only see one emperor here, and you're a king, so I think we know what's going to happen next. But just for the fun of it, we are going to declare war on the Papal States to start this off, because why not? We haven't had a good sack of Rome in a while. And let's see what this looks like. Well, there goes the Papal States, and there goes Piedmont. We're just gonna give it all to the puppet. All right, there we go. We have reunited Italy. And now Italy has been broken up into smaller nations with my former puppet, the head of all of them. And now all of Italy is in our faction, which is exactly what this focus described would happen. So I believe that is the correct way things should have gone down. I just don't know why I didn't have the decisions to invade Italy. I think that's what you're meant to do. So I'm going to call that as fixed. But now we can move on. And before we can continue doing our next foreign policies, we do have to finish reforming the army. So we'll have to wait a little bit here. I heard the noise for somebody justifying on me, and I couldn't tell which one it is, but I think it's Germany based on the amount of troops they're stacking on my border now. And they weren't there a minute ago, I can tell you that. Yep, and it was Germany. I'm not sure what they declared war over, but I guess we'll have to deal with them and their allies in Poland and the Baltics. And they don't seem to be wanting to attack, so what happens if we attack them? Yeah, I say that's working out pretty well. Man, they seem to have left this part of Poland undefended. They seem to be pushing me in the Alps, but they seem to have forgotten that I can just go around them. And now they're at war with France. Yeah, I think Germany's done for now. Very annoyed with you, Germany. I would have much rather have gone after France. And we can finally reform our military, which has been giving us a pretty nasty debuff. And hopefully this will fix some of our manpower issues, because it's looking pretty bleak at the moment. There we go. Got a bunch of Germans encircled up there. Just create a weird fold in their line to confuse the AI. That works sometimes. And we got Berlin. And there goes Germany. You know what? I'm taking this. I earned this. And there we go. We have annexed all of Germany. Not what I was expecting to happen, I'll be honest. And we even got Cyprus and Kuwait as a treat. Now just to finish off the rest of their allies. And there goes Poland. And I'll even let Ukraine have a little bit of it, even though I felt they were fairly useless in that war. I didn't see them anywhere. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna let Ukraine keep all of Belarus. Because why not? Because I think it's funny, that's why. And there we go. We cleaned up the last of the Baltics. And restore war with Germany, East Asia, but I don't care. I really couldn't be bothered. I have other things I want to do. Yes, I'd have other things I'd like to do. I'd like to get rid of the Balkan League and reunite all my puppets, because I don't trust them on my border. Would you trust this trio? Greece, Serbia, and Romania? They're too dangerous to be left alive. And Bulgaria can get their vengeance. And they don't even seem to have enough troops to cover their border. There goes Romania, and there goes Serbia, while I sneak my way down to Athens. And there we go, the end of the Balkan League. Alright, there we go. There is our new enormous faction, and we can continue expanding from here. We do have have the option to attack the French. But with the Balkan League done, I think our place in Europe is pretty much secure at this point. We control most of Europe at this point. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this mod. It was interesting. It definitely didn't play out the same way twice, I can tell you that. It has a lot of randomness to it. And I think the mechanics in this are really well fleshed out, so I highly recommend this mod. The only complaint I had was the Italy decision and focus seemed to be a bit broken, and I didn't actually get the warning that Germany was going to attack me when they suddenly did that, so that was a bit annoying. But other than that, I really did enjoy it. So if there are any other mods out there you'd like to see me try, let me know down in the comments below. All right, have a great night, everyone.